Hello friends, welcome to the lecture on linear differential equation. In previous lectures we have discussed the general form and classification of linear differential equation with constant coefficient. For non-homogeneous linear differential equation with constant coefficient, general solution is y is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. To find particular integral there are three methods of solving. First one is general method that we have discussed in previous lecture. Now we discuss the shortcut method formulae or the standard formulas to find particular integral. So shortcut formulae or standard formulas to find particular integral. So here, while solving linear differential equation phi of dy equal to f of x, value of particular integral can be evaluated by operating 1 upon phi of t on f of x. If this function f of x is continuous function, then there are mainly 5 types of continuous functions. First one, exponential function, that is function of the form e raised to ax. Second one is trigonometric. Basic trigonometric functions are cos ax or sin ax. Then hyperbolic function cos hyperbolic ax or sin hyperbolic ax, or our function is algebraic or polynomial type. And fifth type is if your function f of x is product of any two functions, that is u into v type. So these are 5 standard type of functions. So we have to define shortcut formulas or standard formulas for these standard types to find particular integral. So we first deal with the exponential function. So we consider the first case for f of x is equal to e raised to ax, where a is any constant. So we consider let phi of d into y equal to e raised to ax be the linear differential equation, and to find particular integral for this particular function e raised to ax, we consider, since derivative of e raised to ax is a times e raised to ax, similarly second order derivative of e raised to ax is nothing but derivative of this term, that is a square into e raised to ax, and so on. We can find nth order derivative of e raised to ax as a raised to n into e raised to ax. So we use these terms, first order derivative, second order derivative, as well as nth order derivative, for if we operate auxiliary equation on e raised to ax. Suppose this is nth degree auxiliary equation, then it will be something an times d raised to n plus an minus 1 d raised to n minus 1 up to a1 into d plus a0 into e raised to ax. If we multiply this exponential function in this bracket, then we get nth derivative as, so we can rewrite it as an into nth derivative will be a raised to n. We can take this exponential function common throughout the terms. Then n minus 1th derivative will be an minus 1 a raised to n minus 1 into exponential function, and so on up to a1 into derivative of e raised to ax is a into e raised to ax plus a0 into e raised to ax. So this is nothing but the auxiliary equation as it is, after replacing d by a only. So we can multiply both sides. So therefore if we operate 1 upon phi of d on left hand side as well as on right hand side, then we get, so left hand side is phi of d into e raised to ax right hand side is phi of a into e raised to ax. So we can cancel these two terms. So we have e raised to ax is equal to, since a is constant, phi of a is constant, can be taken outside, and this is 1 upon phi of b into e raised to ax. So this implies this is your required value for particular integral, that is 1 upon phi of b into exponential function e raised to ax is equal to 1 upon phi of a into e raised to ax. So to remember this formula, this particular integral formula, we can understand or we can generalize. If phi of d is the auxiliary equation given, while calculating particular integral, we replace d from the auxiliary equation by a, where a is the coefficient of x in the exponential function. That's it. So this is our formula for evaluating particular integral of an exponential function, provided that here condition must be this d is equal to a is not root of auxiliary equation, that is phi of a is a non-zero term. If it is 0, then we have to use another method of solving. Now we check if case of failure arises. So we deal with case of failure, that is if after replacing d by a, if we get 0, then what happens? So if phi of a is equal to 0, this implies for the auxiliary equation phi of d equal to 0, if phi of a is equal to 0, this implies d is equal to a is a root of auxiliary equation, that is phi of d equal to 0. Means we can rewrite auxiliary equation as linear factor d minus a into some polynomial in d. So this is one root equal to 0, isn't it? Now we check here, after replacing d by a in this new polynomial psi of d, if this is a non-zero term, then what happens with the particular integral? Therefore particular integral is 1 upon phi of d into e raised to ax can be written as 1 upon d minus a into psi of d into e raised to ax. We first operate this d minus a. So, or we first operate this psi of d on exponential function. So we keep this d minus a as it is, and since psi of a is non-zero, we replace d minus a here. So this will be psi of a into e raised to ax. We can use, since after replacing d by a, psi of a is non-zero. So this is constant term now, so we can take 1 upon psi of a outside. Now we operate this d minus a to the exponential function. Now if we apply the shortcut formula, replace d by a minus a will be 0 and 1 upon 0 is infinity, means our solution does not exist. To avoid this case of failure, we apply general method formula. Here our factor is d minus a, so we start with e raised to plus ax into e raised to ax, that is our f of x as it is, into e raised to minus ax into dx. We evaluate this integral. If you simplify this part, both terms will be get cancelled. So this will be 1 upon psi of a e raised to ax as it is, and value of integration will be x. Therefore we can rewrite it as x into 1 upon psi of a into e raised to ax. This is your required particular integral. Again, your condition is provided that value of psi of a is non-zero term. Again, if another case of failure is if psi of a is equal to 0, then so what will be this value? Or we can more generalize the previous term before going to next. So this is nothing but, we can summarize, since phi of d is equal to d minus a into psi of d. If you take derivative, of auxiliary equation, so we can find this will be psi of d only. If you replace here d by a, so phi dash of a is nothing but psi of a. So we can substitute this value here. Therefore, required particular integral is x into 1 upon phi dash of a into e raised to ax. So this will be the required particular integral, provided that phi dash of a is non-zero. Okay. So this will be the case. Now we go for the next. If phi dash of a equal to 0, then we can summarize, since d minus a is only one root, if d minus a is repeated root and if it is repeated 2 times, then we have to differentiate auxiliary equation 2 times. So we differentiate auxiliary equation twice, replace d by a and keep the exponential function as it is. Since we differentiated it 2 times, so we multiply it by x square. So this is the general shortcut trick to find particular integral. So how to get this formula? So let's take one general example. Suppose we take d square plus 2d plus 1 y is equal to e raised to minus x. So here auxiliary equation is d plus 1 bracket square. This implies we have a repeated root minus 1 which has multiplicity 2. Therefore your complementary function will be c1 plus c2x into e raised to minus x. So this is our complementary function. To find particular integral, we operate 1 upon d plus 1 on e raised to minus x. So by formula, if we replace d by minus 1 plus 1 becomes 0. So we have case of failure. So we first consider phi of d is equal to d plus 1 bracket square. So it is d plus 1 bracket square. This implies after replacing d by minus 1, we get 0. So what we do, we differentiate auxiliary equation here. So the derivative will be 2 times d plus 1. Now we replace d by minus 1 in the first order derivative. This value is again 0. So we differentiate it again. So this derivative will be 2. After replacing d by minus 1, again we get 2. Therefore, particular integral will be, since we have differentiated 2 times, we take x square into 1 upon second order non-zero term after replacing d by minus 1 is 2 into exponential function. So this is the required particular integral. So for calculating particular integral, we have to summarize the method of solving. So in next lecture, we discuss more examples and we figure out how to prepare this formula. Thank you.